What's happening, everybody? This is Vic from V-Drive bringing it to you. 2026 Toyota Tacoma Limited with the hybrid motor, 2.4-liter turbocharged engine, which is paired to the hybrid motor. Yes, you heard it right. This is a brand new vehicle. It's amazing. And I'm going to talk about a few of those things. But first of all, can we just appreciate the beautiful looking blacked out color? And you have a lot of chrome all around the vehicle that gives you a really luxury look. Price of this bad boy is roughly around $69,000 in Canada right now, and whatever the conversion is according to USA. Let's just start by talking about this remote starter. I have a quick complaint from Toyota, for Toyota, I mean to say. Everything is great. The truck is amazing. They're charging $69,000 for this vehicle, but why the heck they're still giving this cheap old key where people still have to figure it out that you'll have to press this lock button 3 times just for the remote starter. But I'm just going to leave that behind for a second. But let's just talk about these beautiful looking LED lights that they have been using for their 4Runner as well, and all other Toyota Tacoma products there too. Looks really nice. You have the projector with the LEDs there. This portion looks really, really weird because that's just the black plain option here. There could be a light or something in it, but I guess they have replaced that fog light with these lamps right in between that are located between these sensors and the front fascia of the vehicle there. And you have this nice curtain right over here, which is body match fender to pass some air just to cool down your brakes. So just for the aerodynamic purposes there too. The whole front grille is all chromed up with the Toyota badge chromed up too. And there is one weird thing I would like to mention. When there is a Toyota product which is hybrid, usually they have this Toyota badge a little bit in a blue color, but not in this case. Maybe it's just a Toyota Tacoma or a Tundra thing. Behind this grille, at the bottom and at the front, you have the aero shutters that open and close based on the temperature. And of course, fog lamps, as I mentioned it to you, have the block heater right there, and you have the bottom fascia here, which you can remove all that real estate in case you are going for off-roading and you do not want the truck to scrape at the bottom of the ground over there. Now, look at the whole hood there. From a distance, if you don't even know what product it is, you will probably think that this is a Tundra, but this is just a Tacoma. It's still a small size pickup. The weight of this vehicle is going to be right around that 5,200 mark, which is not bad. I guess that's the main reason is because you have the hybrid motors. Anything which is the regular Tacoma is going to be less than 5,000 pounds there, right? Now, you have these 18 inches wheels, as you can see, the chromed up wheels that looks really nice. My thought to this is some blacked out wheels with a limited will look great, but since it's a limited, the chrome has to be there. That's why you have the limited badge right there, which is chromed up. You have the limited mirror cap and the handles and all that kind of stuff. The size of the tire is 265/65 R18. For the suspension, you have the first time adaptive suspension for a small pickup. None of other trucks in the market have it. GMC Canyon don't have it. Chevy Colorado do not come with it unless you go for their hyper the off-road options, which is the DSSV shocks for the 84X or the ZR2s. But again, you can do the same thing in the Trail Hunter packages there too. Now, one thing I have another complaint with Toyota is this is still a double cab. The rear door is still smaller in this vehicle, and I don't know why, because they could have had a bigger door and a similar size box, which is 5 feet box, but they still kept the double cab there. Kind of weird. And one more thing to mention, which they upgrade from the previous body style to this, you finally have disc brakes for the front and the rear. In the previous year model, they were using the drum brakes for the rear and only disc for the front, which was kind of weird, but that's okay. I'm going to leave that behind for a second here. And for the first time, you also have the power running boards, which is amazing. So if you're short, you're vertically challenged, it will help you out to get into the truck. For the fuel, it just takes the regular gas, and you'll have to press the button inside to open this up. Now, the composite bed is what you get in this bad boy here. And with that being said, you won't have to worry about having a bed liner because the thing is not going to be scratched. If it will be scratched, it's not going to look ugly at least. And it's really lightweight too, just to lower down the overall weight of the vehicle there too. Now, at the back here, you have the chromed up Toyota tip, as you can see. Looks really cool. And underneath here, you do have your recovery hooks there too, in case you want to pull somebody out of the ditch. And of course, you have the towing package at the back as well. Talking about the towing, you can tow about 6,500 pounds with this bad boy when it is not equipped with the hybrid. But when it's equipped with the hybrid package, it can only tow about 6,000 pounds. What's the reason? I don't know why, but maybe just something to do with the torque. If you'll press that button, it's going to lower down your tailgate that looks like this. You do have a button on the side right here as well. If you press it, it's going to automatically close your tailgate as well. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below. And I really want to pick your mind on, do you really think this truck is still as reliable as the older one? And don't forget to subscribe, because we're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers in next 1 month. All right, here we are. Under the hood, we have this 2.4 liters turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine that's putting out 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, because it's equipped with the hybrid motor. When you do not have the hybrid portion of the vehicle, it's only pushing 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. The vehicle is equipped with the 8-speed transmission, which is really cool. It's going to help you with the towing. It's going to help you on a longer run too. The look of the engine, it looks really complicated. It would be really nice if they will put some sort of a engine cover right over here to make the vehicle look a little bit pretty. But that's okay. It's what it is. You know, at the end of the day, it's the functionality that matters of the engine, not the look of the engine itself. All right, let's just get into the vehicle here real quick. Of course, as I mentioned it to you, you have the power running boards that has a nice shape overall. You have a lot of soft touch material right here. You have the leather all around. You have the grip right here with the nice texture to it. You have the real wood right here and a lot of plastic all around here, but you have a lot of space where you can put your drinks, your snacks and all that kind of stuff. You have the all-weather floor mats from the Toyota with the Tacoma badging. You have this beautiful leather seats with a nice gray perforation in between. These seats are heated and cooled as well. And if you're sitting on the passenger side, you have this nice grab handle with the texture. You have a place to hang your strings without attaching them. And you have a lot of space around here, USB-C ports, the wireless charging, the cup holders, and you have the center console space here too. And if you look on this dash right here, you have the plastic all around here. Speakers, as you can see, a little grab handle to jump into the truck, which I'm going to try to. My seats are all the way front, so I'll have to struggle a little bit. But yeah, you can grab this thing to get inside. You have the real wood all across, the Tacoma badge right here to remind you what you are traveling into. You have a place here for more snacks here too. And you have the rear camera mirror, as you can see. On the side of the screen, you have this USB-C port again. You have this huge touchscreen with the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you have inbuilt Wi-Fi there as well. Your climate control buttons are here, heated cooling seats, 3 stages, heated steering wheel, the drive mode selector here, and you can do so many other things with this too. There is no automatic 4x4 in this one, which you do get into the GMC Canyon and the Colorados there, or into the Ford Rangers as well, but which is not a feature into the Toyota Tacoma. But for your towing, you do have a trailer brake controller, which is standard into the limited package, conveniently located right here, which is pretty cool. And it does come with the speakers here as well, which is not located in the vehicle right now, because the Sherwood Park Toyota in Edmonton, they just want to be secure. So, you know, they had some incident because customers were taking away their speakers when they're going for a test drive. But yeah, there's a speaker. You can just press this button, the speaker comes out, and you can use it as your holiday speaker, or if you're going for camping and stuff like that there. All right, let's just get to the driver's side here. Of course, as I mentioned, body match handle, partial with the chrome insert on it. All right, let's just get to the driver's side. You have the chrome handle right here with the typical key as well. And you have the power seats with the lumbar support, pretty much similar as on the passenger side there. And same phenomena here with the light, the plastic, the soft touch material and all that kind of stuff. You do have power windows, which is pretty standard across the board these days. And this is how it looks like when you come to the driver's side. You have the flat bottom steering wheel. The leather steering wheel feels really beefy. You have the adaptive cruise control, as you can see, and you have a big heads-up display as well, which is pretty cool. It's right on top of your hood, so you don't have to really worry too much. Rear camera mirror, which I already mentioned, and you can increase and decrease the brightness. You can move the tilt around, and you can do so many more things with this bad boy here. And make sure it's customized to you. This camera is located all the way at the back. You have your typical sunroof, and you have all the controls right here to open up the sunroof here too, right? Push button start, obviously, which is pretty typical these days. And yeah, all that typical stuff. Now let's get to the back of the vehicle so I can show it to you how much of a space the vehicle is having. Again, I sit all the way back. For me to fit at the back in a truck which is double cab, it's not that feasible, so I'll have to move that a little bit. And this is all these accessories you get. You get the lock nut key, you get your tow hitch and all that kind of stuff. At the back, you do have 120 volt, and you have the USB-C port. And since it's a truck and a 4x4, you do have a bump in the middle as well. There is one big complaint you will have from Toyota Tacoma is that you do not have a place where you can have your cup holders or a mid-fold divider here. In case only two people are traveling, your arm will be tired in this specific vehicle here, but you can pull this thing, and what you can do with this vehicle is, when your seat is a little bit forward, you can actually have a little bit of a space behind this vehicle here. You also have a JBL subwoofer here as well, and a bunch of plastic here, which is fine. And you have a rear sliding window, which is fully electric, which you do not get into the GM product there. And it is an option to add it into the Ford Ranger, which we're going to talk about some other day. But let's just talk about the space here. Now, my front seat is a little bit forward. Not exactly how I sit, but if I'll drive the way I drive, I won't have much space. But even a normal setting, a person like me, 6'2", it would be really hard for me to fit at the back. But guess what? At least I have some, the caps, right? The option right here to put my water bottle or my drinks or my snacks here at least, right? Now let's just go for a quick drive so I can show it to you how the vehicle rides. If you wanted to see a video of this vehicle review where I do not say anything, make sure you check the link at the very end of the video. You'll be able to see the full ASMR review where I don't say anything, and all I do is just touching the vehicle in a weird way and I drive the vehicle. Thank you. Let's just go for a quick drive in this vehicle so I can show it to you what's the whole deal this truck is about actually. I spent quite some time with this vehicle last weekend, and Sherwood Toyota was kind enough to, let me take this vehicle home and make sure I know what exactly I'm talking about, and today was the day. But here it is. As soon as you step on the gas, the truck just wants to go, and it's not even into the sport mode yet. This is all just into the comfort mode, and all I have to do is just grab this bad boy here and just turn around. It's gonna go to Eco, it's gonna go to Normal, Sport S, and then Sport Plus, Sport S Plus. Same thing, right? Let's just not confuse the thing. But yeah, the vehicle feels really smooth. Let's just talk about the blind spots in the vehicle. There are not crazy amount of blind spots. This pillar is not as distracting as I thought. And especially when you have a rear camera mirror, you're not gonna have any hard time looking at the back of the vehicle, which is pretty cool, right? Side mirrors are big enough that you are able to see everything that's around the vehicle, and so you can have an easy time while driving it, and you have the blind spot detection there too, right? The vehicle is still a little bit heavy-ish. It's about 5,200 pounds roughly. It's not that you're gonna feel it with the 2.4 cylinder engine, but again, a lot of people said that with a 2.4 cylinder turbo, it's not a V6. I personally don't have the same experience, but I will have to accept the fact that every single time you actually accelerate this vehicle, you are gonna hear the engine there. So that's something that, if that's a troublesome thing for you, stick to the older body style, the V6 version, because that's gonna make more noise, right? But at least you have it in heart that it's a V6 engine. Now, with the hybrid system, you are gonna feel a lot of torque right off the bat. As soon as you step on it, you're gonna feel that, the power, the jam. That's the vehicle have some juice. Now, talking about the suspension, if you remember, I mentioned that it's adaptive suspension. It tunes itself based on the drivetrain, right? It's exactly what's going on. I was on a little bit of an off-road setting, and now I'm on a highway. There are some bumps on the road here. The vehicle is handling them really, really well, and I don't think so I can say the same thing when I drive a GMC Canyon or a Chevy Colorado or a Ford Ranger, unless it's a Raptor version. That's a different story. Again, you have the best suspension in the world. Or when I drive a GMC Canyon AT4X, because your suspension is an off-road suspension, it's going to provide you the best comfort possible, no problem. But driving a luxury truck, which this is, right, and having the suspension which is adaptive, that's actually a big deal in my opinion. The layout overall is really friendly in my opinion. The heads-up display is really handy. You won't really have to see through the dash, and the seat comfort is just so right. I'll have to mention that, right? These seats are really soft and they really hug you. True bucket seats in my opinion there. Now, I'll try to do a quick drag 0 to 100 so I can show it to you how the vehicle will handle here. All right, there you go. The shifting is smooth, 8-speed transmission, hybrid system kicks in, but obviously if you'll drive like the way I am driving right now, you won't be able to get the best fuel economy. Of course, you will be able to get 10 to 11 kilometers, 10 to 11 liters per 100 kilometers there. And if that's on a city driving, and 9 liters per 100 kilometers if it's on a highway. But keep it in mind, if you'll drive like a normal person, which I'm not driving like one, you'll be able to get a better fuel economy as well, right? But yeah, those are my 2 cents on the fuel economy there. But yeah, with that, I'm done. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this vehicle here? Would you like to stick to the previous gen Toyota Tacoma that has just the V6 naturally aspirated engine? Or would you like to stick to turbocharged 4-cylinder or the hybrid version? We'd love to hear more from you guys. Drop your comments below and let me know what you guys think. With that, I'm done. You have yourself a wonderful day.